Hello and welcome to the BS Podcast. We talk the absurd, the ridiculous, and yes, the bullshit. Hi, I'm Dave. Joining me is my fellow connoisseur in bullshit, Mr. Zach. Zach, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm great. Are you, look, man, we're almost to Christmas. Things are starting to move quickly. Are you excited?
I am. I had some presents that I had ordered that had just like gotten stuck in the post office that I was convinced were like just lost by them. But they finally updated the tracking, so those will be delivered today. But prior to that, man, it was like getting worried. Like, I lost my gifts I ordered.
I found basically if you don't order through Amazon Prime, through UPS, everything else is a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Like, anything that's not like a guaranteed 2-day delivery or something, because it's always like, or same day. They're so amazing at it.
Oh yeah, they are.
But then like I had to mail something out. I had to return something, and I had to actually pay for shipping, and it was $18 for this box. And it's like 10-day delivery or something. And when it came in, the thing that I got, it was the same way. It was ordered through an online retailer. I waited forever for that thing to come. So it's just a terrible process. So is that?
Oh yeah.
Was all your stuff like from different retailers and all that, or?
Yeah, I ordered off Etsy. I was trying to go for like local small businesses to try to order from for a lot of this stuff. And two things that I had, they like were ordered from north of where I live. They got shipped further south, and they sat in somewhere for the USPS called the Washington D.C. Distribution Center, which I've never seen before on like USPS tracking. And they sat there for like 10 days, and none of the tracking updated. And I'm just picturing this giant warehouse full of packages. I'm like, that the stuff I ordered definitely got lost, but it was like it's been like 10 days and never updated. And I just randomly checked today, and it updated this morning to out for delivery. So I'm like, wow, that's luck.
Yeah, I guess that's what they must do, right? Like instead of just, I mean, sure, Zach, we could have just, your house was on the way, but we gotta throw it in this giant warehouse or airplane hangar for another 5 days because you didn't pay the extra, I don't know, $3 or something.
Yeah, that's wild. I think the best, now I've never had to return anything to Amazon, but I think like other than them, I think one of the best online retailers that shipped is a company called Sweetwater. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, they if you're a musician and you shop online and you go to Sweetwater,
where I bought this mic.
Yeah, it's free delivery, 2-day delivery on all purchases. And I tell you what, their customer service team was like the best team I've ever had to work with. I ordered a guitar from them, and they sent it, and it was free 2-day shipping, and it was like defective. It was like there was something factory manufacturer's like thing with it wasn't wrong. And I was like hoping to have it for a gig I was playing like the next day or like 2 days away, something. And I was like, man, I'm not going to have time to ship this back to them. They shipped me a brand new guitar without me having to ship them back the one they had already sent me.
Oh, wow.
And they said, yeah, just keep the new one and then put your old one back in that box and just ship it back to us.
Wow, that's great.
And I didn't have to pay for any extra shipping. I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean, it was a mistake on their part, but still,
That's good customer service. Yeah. In fact, I still get emails from them. I guess they assigned me
yeah, they do. They assign you a sales rep. I still get calls from this guy, Jeff. I'm not buying anything.
Need anything?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, great talking to you, Adam. Yeah. I think that's his name. Like, I don't know. I mean,
my name's Jeff. He'll call me like once every 2 months. Be like, how's that Fender you bought last year or whatever? I'm like, yeah, it's nice, man. You need anything? No. All right, bye. Have a good holiday.
That's cool. It is a cool company.
Yeah.
You mentioned Amazon. I have a Prime membership. I almost exclusively buy almost everything through Amazon now.
Everything. I started getting dog food on Amazon.
You can get anything. Yeah. You can buy a house on Amazon.
Eventually.
But I return stuff constantly, and I am a little worried if at some point. Now I spend a lot of money, so I feel like it makes it worth it. But I know they can get rid of your Prime membership if you
return stuff too much. I don't think I've ever returned. I don't think I've ever returned anything to Amazon.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever had to.
It's actually great. You take your item. You don't even have to box it up anymore. You just bring the item to a UPS store. They scan it. They scan a code on your phone, and you get a refund in like an hour.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Anyways, Zach, we're not here to talk about holiday shopping and the intricacies of postal transit. We are here counting down the top 5 BS stories over the last few days. We've got 5 doozies for you. And Zach, before we do that, do you have any personal BS you wanna get off your chest? Anything you wanna mention before?
No, it's been a great weekend for me. I mean, tomorrow originally Baltimore was getting called for like 20 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And that got downgraded to only like 6 inches. So that's
nice.
That's a blessing. But other than that, no, man, it's been a pretty good weekend.
Yeah, I was looking at Zero Hedge this morning, and they had shown that, I guess usually for the hurricane, it's what they call the cone of death. I don't know what they call it for winter storms. But look, it seemed like you were out of that danger zone.
Yeah, we are.
Cool.
We were in it though, but then shifted north. So
here the weather has been absolutely amazing. We had a cold spell where highs of like 50 degrees, which is pretty brutal here, but it's been like 60s, 70s high every day, low in the 50s, 60s. It's absolutely beautiful. So no complaints here.
Good for you, Dave.
Thanks, man. I'm nice and cozy. I get put on the hoodie at night. We're still wearing shorts, and I don't know. It's a great time of year. So yeah, I'm excited here as we close out 2020. I'm sure a lot of people are ready to close out 2020. But there's no guarantee that 2021 is going to be any better, Zach.
No, it's funny. You don't see anyone on Facebook this year saying 2021 is going to be my year. Not one. I feel like every year this time, in the holidays, it's always someone saying 2021 is going to be my year. Like in 2019, it was 2020 is going to be the year I get my shit together. And it's, you don't see that from anybody on social media.
That's a great point. I'm not one for New Year's resolutions because I just know I would never follow through with them or anything like that. But I'm curious, what 2021 is, just not die or, or something. Is that basically
live another year?
Yeah, trying to get through. Because the corona hit, depending. But news of it really didn't come until January, February. So it's been a whole year. And actually one of our stories, I will tease just a bit, involves coronavirus, and it does seem to be, let's call it evolving as we go. So we'll see. All right. So you ready to get to our first story, Zach?
Yep.
All right. Awesome. This one comes out of Las Vegas. A man climbed onto the wing of an aircraft that was about to take off from Las Vegas airport Saturday, where he was taken into custody. This was a flight from Las Vegas to Portland. You're sitting there, Zach, you're getting ready. All right, I kind of hate flying. I got to go through these COVID procedures. And I'm sitting here, okay, we just want to get home. I probably lost a bit of money at the I was gambling. Well, get me out of here. And then a man starts walking on the wing of an airplane. Let's just cut right to the video. How about that for a sight?
Looks like he's about to meditate.
I know, something.
He came up and down on the ground.
I want to know how he got up there.
So those are passengers saying he saw him running around, and he climbed up on the plane.
What is he doing?
What is he doing? Looks like he's like rapping.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Like he's starting to like it's a music video.
Well, that's very white of you, Zach. You don't know if he was rapping or not. Okay, so here's sorry. Now that was one angle because I just found that angle, but here's the real doozy. As he moves up, let me fast forward just a bit. So now look, he tried to climb up on that's what they call the winglet. So they're taking the shoes off, Zach.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
We will see if that strategy works out for him. It's just a second. Now, what are you thinking here? The logic is might get more traction with the bare feet, but I don't see it.
I don't know. I think it would be more slippery, I guess.
That's what I.
Maybe he's thinking he'll have more dexterity, like with using his toes or something like that.
What is he going to clamp onto the wing?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He might.
Oh man. So let's get back to the video.
There goes his shoes.
So he's got the new strategy. I mean, I don't know what the end game is here. We're going to ride this thing out or what? 600 miles an hour? Tom Cruise style and Mission Impossible. All right, so everyone, okay. All right, guy. All right. Let's come down now.
Like
Look
this
at-
part, the guys come after him on the wing.
Yeah. And Kapluki. Oh, glorious. That is not a that is not a tiny drop, Zach.
No, it's not. Those wings sit high up. I mean, that's why you have to get on a step ladder to get into an airplane if you have to get on them from like the ground.
Have you ever done that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we flew into Bermuda for a work conference, there was no, what is it called? The fucking thing you walk down to get on the plane.
Tarmac? Terminal?
Whatever. Yeah,
Terminal.
they didn't have that.
Terminal.
You had to actually walk out from the airport. You actually had to walk out next to the plane and then go up those steps, the steps that they like wheel up to the plane.
Yeah, like an Arrested Development.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, when you see like the president get off like a private jet and walk down the steps, you know, the classic pic. Yeah, it was like something like that.
Does that feel weird?
Yeah, it did. Kind of felt special, like you were getting on a private jet or something.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I've never done the stairs. I think you definitely must have given you a little bit of because I never been on the ground to actually see one. You must have been in awe of it a bit, right?
Yeah, you're walking up the steps and you're just like, oh shit, it's higher up than you really think about.
So the man was obviously arrested. Didn't say, you know, I'm always surprised of how resilient the human body is because I just assume if I'm going to fall from the height, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, particularly on the concrete, right? I mean, like, how do you survive that?
I don't know. I feel like this guy might have been drunk or something. Because I feel like when you are like inebriated or something, your body is like you can withstand more. You know, your body just kind of like falls naturally and things. But like, I feel like if he was sober, maybe he was sober. But you know, sometimes like, okay, there was one time when I was closing like a big bay garage door when I was in tech school in high school, and you had to jump to grab it. I literally jumped up in the air like a foot and grabbed it to pull it down, and I broke my ankle. I was jumping up in the air just a tiny bit. The way I landed broke my ankle. But you know, this guy falls from like 20 feet in the air, and it's the weirdest thing, like the way the body is.
No, that's true. Actually, when I was about 11 or 12 years old, I was climbing on some rocks and just fell and happened to stop myself on my like this, you know?
Yeah.
And it broke my radius, I guess.
Yeah. Or it's like, you know, I can spend all day like moving furniture or doing construction work around the house, you know, or like whatever, doing new floors. I don't know, and I'll be fine. But then it's like I'll go to put on my jeans one day and throw my back out. You know what I mean? It makes zero sense to the human body.
Oh, hilarious. Now, by the way, so it's bullshit that this happened. They say the guy hopped the perimeter fence of the airport. It's just right around it. No idea why. They have no idea what the reasoning was. But then not only that, it was a 4-hour plane, over a 4-hour plane delay. Because then they had to check for structural integrity if you damaged the wing in any.
That sucks.
So then so you lost 4 hours of your day for this jackass.
Yeah, especially if it was like a 2-hour flight or something. Oh my God, that would suck.
Yeah, Vegas to Portland can't be very long.
Oh man, this is why people hate to fly. I mean, at least he gave him like a show. You know, could you imagine like being drunk on that plane, waiting to take off and looking out the window and be like, "There's a fucking guy on the wing," you know, just take it out. Oh man.
I guess you get a once in a lifetime experience, I guess. To see something.
And then you're like, all right, let's go. And they're like, sir, it'll be another 4 hours. She's like, well, now this sucks.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I hope he's okay.
That's hilarious. All right. So, all right, you ready to give a rank? You have any more on that?
No, I'm ready.
All right. You go first this time.
I'll give it a 3.
Okay. I got a 5. So not super high level, but just more entertainment value here. This is an early front runner for for number 5 as we count down these stories and rank them at the end of the show. All right. Let's get to our second story, Zach. A sad one out of the UK. This is what was a Facebook post from a young woman, and let's just start here. I was recently told I had 2 months to live. I have a new aggressive tumor in my leg. My organs are failing. Still hoping for some sort of medical miracle. If you don't have hope, what do you have? The last few weeks have been hard. I'm currently on crutches as I keep falling up the stairs, down the stairs, you name it. Well, I've always been clumsy though. I'm unable to walk without help, which is hard when your independence is taken away. I'm not sure if not being able to walk will be the case for my future or whether or not it's just a bad few weeks, but we shall see. taking each second, minute, hour, and day as they come. Live your best life. Be happy, smile, and love the ones you care about. Still smiling. This came from a woman with a apparently terminal disease. They set up a GoFundMe. She earned $8,300 for her medical treatment. But Zach, it turns out the whole thing was a scam so she could get money for her wedding. Unbelievable. So this is a 29-year-old woman, 8,500 pounds, which I don't know where that would somewhere over $10,000. And here's a picture of, how about this picture here and her husband. Now, he seems to be a little bit older than her. This is, I don't want to say anything. This is an odd pair, right? Because she's got her fake head shaving and then he's bald. And these two deserve each other. They almost look identical. What do you make of this story, Zach?
Well, first of all, I was thinking about this. All the craziest stories I feel like we talk about are from the UK. Everything's from the mere UK. This woman's in the UK. I feel like all this crazy shit that happens.
A lot of UK stories, yeah.
A lot of UK stories. I can't believe she got away with it. You know, like at some point, wouldn't you just come clean, or at the very least, just stop and kind of let it fade into the background?
Now, her own father donated to her. I don't even know. It's not even clear that he even knew she was faking it. How about that? You let your dad die and thinking,
unless he's in on it.
Maybe he was.
Unless he gave money so that other people would give money, because he traditionally, the father of the bride pays for the wedding.
Oh,
so
there you go.
Maybe he got in on it and thought, you know what, maybe I'll do this and then I won't have to pay for it.
Well, see, now you can't. He's escaped justice now because he's now passed. Good little theory there, Zach.
She's like, Dad, I'm faking cancer to pay for a wedding. It's like, well, he's like, well, then I don't have to pay for it. So here's $100. I'll donate to it as my contribution to the wedding, and then people will think it's more legit if they see a donation coming from her father.
That's a good angle. I went ahead.
It sucks taking advantage of people's good nature. Like, I feel like as a species, like humans were so much more generous, like with their like time and energy and resources, but like people have just gotten so dicked over decades of like human nature that like now people just get tired of being taken advantage of.
Yeah, that's right. It's so easy for everyone's cooperative, but if like a handful of few aren't cooperative and just like steal from everybody, you know who wants to be a sucker anymore? But there are a lot of good-natured people out there that are still suckers. Well, because you just assume that no one's, I don't know. You try to be trusting, And she says her own friends, of course they were duped. Says they started to suspect something might be wrong a short time later when she claimed to have the coronavirus. So maybe she was going to run a COVID.
So this woman strikes me as the type of person that like has friends. You know what I mean? Like she seems like she's the crazy one in the friends group, and they're like, oh yeah, I don't know her name, but it's just like they keep her around just.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, she's got cancer. Let's give her money, and she's like the crazy one in the group or whatever. Right.
The one that kind of inserts herself. She's probably not ever invited to the parties, but she finds out about them and shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friends. So this is really, this is bad. So, more up, showing how, she just continued the ruse all the way up just so she can have a wedding. So I guess, because here's the wedding picture, Zach. Now, what do you think here? Is that a wig or did she grow it or was there some time later for her to grow her hair back? It's not clear here from the story.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about a guess?
If I just had a guess, I'd say it's a wig.
Okay.
Because if the jig was up before the wedding, it would take a long time to grow your hair out that long.
Yeah, that's true.
If the jig is up before the wedding, people are going to want their money back.
I had 150 guests, so 150 people duped or because how could you, if you find out the scam, you can't show up at that wedding, right?
Hell no, especially if you gave money to it.
Yeah,
I'd be like, that was my wedding gift at that point, so just take it and run.
I gave you $200 for your cancer, but I'll just show up at your wedding where you use that money to pay for the reception.
Yeah. I bet you it was. Watch, it was cash bar still. Watch it.
Right.
It wasn't even open bar.
It's one of those weddings where
you gotta pay a cover charge.
and she used that money to like just pay for a really expensive dress, but nothing for the guests.
Yeah,
I could see that. Well, to me, I don't have much more on this. This is just a hilarious, angering story. Are you ready to give a rating?
Yeah, I am. I'm going 10 on it just because this is just unbelievably the high, like just one of the worst things I think you could do and the most selfish thing you can do.
It's really high level bullshit and low level humanity. I've got a 9 on this, so that gives a 19. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This might be our highest score, one of our highest scores ever.
If you can't afford a big wedding, don't have a big wedding. You don't have to fake cancer to pay for it. If all you can afford is to go to the local park and have, barbecue or whatever, then you know what? That was a wonderful time. Some of the most fun weddings I've been to have been really small, like tasteful, like weddings. You know what I mean? They've been amazing. They've been so much fun.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
And in fact, it may be preferable in some cases instead of having a big, 150 people. So I don't know how many people you had at yours.
That's a lot.
You had a lot?
No, I said that's a lot. I don't know how many I had, but
we had about, I don't know, a little over 50. I think we wanted to keep it small, but nice, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does.
We just wanted just a more immediate family and friends, and of course, well, I think we wanted something to be more like 25, 30, and then it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you gotta cut it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was about 50 or 60 people at ours. Anyway, so yeah, this was definitely in the running for the bullshittiest story of the week. All right, let's get to story number 3, Zach. Iranian zombie Angelina Jolie, Instagram star, is jailed for a decade, a year after she was arrested over her social media activities. Okay, so she's from Iran. Here's a picture of the zombie Angelina Jolie. Zach, let's just frighten everyone right off the bat here. What do you make of that?
I've actually seen this woman before.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, that's the creepy one.
Yeah. Now, a lot of this is done. Now, she has had plastic surgery, and it does go on to say here that in Iran, so there she is here. So this is what she looks like. This is mostly makeup and editing. Yeah. But the government of Iran is not pleased with this activity. But I thought something was interesting here. I said in Iran, plastic surgery is very prevalent, and I would assume that's because in that country you have to wear something over your head. So the only thing that's really, and you have to have modest clothing. So the only thing that's exposed is your face. Mm-hmm. So like, in other words, a breast enhancement or a butt lift isn't going to help you because no one's seeing you.
Yeah.
So the only thing they can see is the face.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe what's going on. However, this is taking enhancement to a strange level.
Yeah, but it's not permanent enhancement. Right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But she has had just lip fillers.
It's just putting in some contact lenses and painting her face up and then sucking in her cheeks.
Now, I don't know what the point of this is. It just looks like a corpse bride or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of makeup artists on social media that do stuff like this, and just to showcase their talents and what they can do.
Yeah. So this was okay. So this was a talent showcase.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a talent. That's all social media is. It's a big talent show. When you think about it, right? Everyone posts the best parts of them, everything they can do the best in their life. That's what they post on social media. It's just a big talent show.
That's you're putting out some great insight here. I hadn't considered that angle there. Yeah. Well done. Now, so she says her real name is Fatima Kishvand from Tehran. Only 19 years old, Zach. She's going to be in jail till she's 29. So let's get to all
10
that.
years for putting on makeup?
This is what's going on. This is life in the Iranian regime, Zach.
Yeah, when I was reading this article, there was one quote that said charges against her first included blasphemy, inciting violence, gaining income through inappropriate means, and encouraging youths to corruption.
See, the Iranian government is protecting the youth from this kind of corruption.
Yeah, like sure, like the years and history of tormenting and like segregating and women based on gender or whatever isn't corrupting the youth, but this woman's Instagram makeup pics are. They're not even like revealing or like sexual pics. They're just,
I think in Iran, I'm pretty sure about 10 years ago or something like that, the president of Iran declared that there were no gay people in Iran because I don't know. obviously that's clearly a lie, but I think they execute for homosexuality. So I guess in that context, this isn't surprising. Because as awful as that is, and then just 10 years, I guess, for
maybe 10 years is a good sentence for this. I don't know, man, but it's horrible. I mean, I just don't know how it's hurting anyone.
Yeah. So Zach, in Iran, Instagram is the only social media allowed. You can't have Facebook, no Twitter, no Telegram. What do you make of that?
I'm surprised they let him have Instagram of all things, because it's all nothing but pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what the
reasoning is behind it.
Huh?
I'm curious to what the theory is, why Instagram is the only one especially since Instagram is owned by Facebook.
Yeah.
So what's
maybe they think like Facebook can help people organize against the government better than, which I think would also apply to Telegram as well. As opposed to maybe they just most of the posts in Iran are pictures of women in a hijab or something. So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
it's mostly pictures, as opposed to, because Instagram, we wouldn't call it anything approaching intellectual, maybe, right?
Yeah, it's just pictures of like, look at my pretty sunset. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're trying to get more tourism to Iran, and they're thinking that if Instagram's the only thing, it'll just be pictures of like pretty sunsets or something like that.
Right. And not like a Facebook group dedicated to overthrowing the regime or something. Yeah. So this is amazing. I don't see a crime here.
I don't either. There is no crime. She's just doing makeup.
Other than looking weird, but
yeah.
Looking weird shouldn't be a crime. I think the official charge is promoting public corruption. I don't see it. I don't see this. It's very strange. You know what, Zach, as tough as things are and as frustrating things can be here in the United States, but thank God we do not live in a country like that.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe it's because in all those pictures she wasn't wearing a mask.
That's right.
She wasn't wearing a face mask.
So yeah, that's the public corruption. I'm ready to give a rating if you are.
Go ahead.
7.
9.
Ooh, wow. Look at you. It is high bullshit, though. Yeah, I agree. You're usually stingy, though. I feel like I tend to have higher rankings than you.
You'll be surprised this week. I had a 10, a 9. Yeah, we got 2 stories left, man. You might be surprised.
The first one you gave a typical Zach with a 3 on the Wing Rider. All right, story number 4. Zach, great news on COVID-19. There's a new variant of coronavirus identified in England. Yeah, exactly. Health Secretary Matt Hancock, this comes from the BBC, said 60 different local authorities had recorded COVID infections caused by the new variant. This is the WHO, the World Health Organization, is now involved. Now, if you read through this article, it shows. I think it's very emblematic of what's been going on with COVID-19 is that nobody knows.
No, nothing.
Because in the third sentence, he said there's nothing to suggest that caused the worst disease or that the vaccines would no longer work. Now, how the hell would they know that? No,
they wouldn't. And that's why I think this whole article just seems fear-mongering.
It's terrible. Yeah, fear-mongering. Yeah.
Wow. It's like they want to roll back, lockdowns, and everyone's getting pissed. So like, well, actually, it's a new disease. It's not the same one. It's worse now. So, lockdowns have to be worse.
Yeah. This is one of the most passive aggressive articles I've ever read.
Yeah.
Because it scares you and it's like, well, it's going to be okay. But we're really not sure. And
guys, it's coming back. It's even worse now. What are we going to do about it? Well, nothing, because I don't think it's going to be any different. Well, then how come, we're doing all this? Because it's worse. Like,
yeah, I know.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's every quote from an expert is, well, this may be, this might be. We're currently investigating it. It's too soon to know exactly what's going to happen, but don't worry. Meanwhile, just take the vaccine, shut up, and keep locked down. And meanwhile, all these people are getting this new thing, which is probably not going to be a big deal. But 2 months later, if it happens to be a big deal and the vaccine isn't working on it, well, then we'll reassess. It's like, oh God.
We've said this before. I think the only way that we're going to be able to handle this is to have it be like a yearly vaccine, where it's going to have to it'll just be around forever. It's like the regular flu, and it's just every year the vaccine's just going to have to be updated like they do with the flu. You know what I mean? It's like this. It's like the COVID, the flu vaccine. Maybe it'll just be part of the normal flu vaccine they give out.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, I don't know. And I would be fine with that. If you don't want to take it, then don't take it. You know how many people don't get their new normal flu shot? So many people. I get it every year. You know, so, and I'll be with that group of people that do get it every year.
Yeah. Now I'm not anti-vaccine. I don't know, maybe I'm just lazy.
I just always get it. It's free.
Yeah.
You can get it done almost anywhere, like very quickly.
Go to Walgreens and get it.
Yeah, I go to Target. You know, I'm already doing my shopping anyway, so I just go in there and get it done real quick. You know, and I haven't had the flu. I don't know how long it's been since I've had the flu. Definitely since before I started getting the shot.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you last time I got the flu either, even though without getting the shot.
Yeah.
You and I were having a conversation off air as we chat a lot throughout the day, and I think we were going back to what you were saying just a minute ago. Is unless everyone is it's got to work its way through the population, number one, and you're just going to have to probably take a shot, right? Because there's no. And our conversation was just so everybody knows which country has done best and that sort of thing, and it really is. It's not really. Some countries do better than others, but I don't think, and there's no exact real plan because every country's different, everybody's different, and there's no like, okay, well, just do 1, 2, 3, and then you'll be okay. It doesn't seem to matter. And as you said, Zach, is as good as you were, you ended up getting COVID, and you were always careful, always wearing a mask. For the most part, you stayed in your house for the last 9 months.
Yeah, we always stuck by the rules. I did go on a trip when I probably shouldn't have, but hey, it was just going golf, and it was just 4 of us, keeping our distance, but somehow it made its way into our group. And,
it may not have been the golf trip. It could have just been, I don't know, who knows what, but
yeah, it takes however many days to show symptoms. Maybe one of us picked it up somewhere else and brought it down there with us. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I don't think you mentioned, because we were talking about flying. Did you? What was the procedure like when you flew down there?
I didn't fly. We drove.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. We all got golf clubs and shit. I hate flying enough with just normal luggage. Like, I don't feel like going in with luggage and a fucking golf clubs to the airport.
Okay.
That sucks.
Forget that question. But yeah, I do think this is fear mongering, and I don't like, again, this passive aggressive. Well, this could be bad, but we don't think it's going to be bad. Just take the shot. Everything, you just take the shot now. It doesn't really matter what the news is, which I don't think that's a bad thing. I think now there's 2 vaccines that have been approved in the United States. So that's good news. If you don't like one, you could take the other.
I don't even know how they're going to roll it out with people. Like, how are people going to get it? I remember when swine flu was a big deal and they had the vaccine for swine flu. It was like it was like this crazy thing of how to get it. I never got it, but I remember my sister got it. Her kid got it. And I remember it was kind of like hush hush. The doctor told her not to tell, don't tell anybody you got it here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, they have a phased rollout, which I don't have it in front of me, but I believe the first people to be covered are frontline healthcare workers, which from what I've seen could be as many as 21 million people. Now, I assume this isn't just nurses and doctors, but everybody who works, say, in a hospital, which would be administrators, secretary, all that stuff, all down the line. So I think that's it. And then it goes to the most affected population people. So say nursing homes, and then maybe people like you could get one at the end. So this could be.
I'll be last. I'll be last. I already have antibodies.
Yeah.
Assumingly.
So you're going to get it anyways, even though. Okay, so now I see what you're saying. So you've got your antibodies from COVID-19. You have no idea how long those are going to last.
No, I don't.
And you're going to get the vaccine, and you have no idea how long that's going to last. So that's why you're thinking you're just going to get it every year. You get the shot every year.
Yeah, you get the flu shot every year.
Now, the interesting thing about that is I've been seeing that flu deaths, flu infections have been potentially crowded out by COVID. This may just be the new flu.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Because that was a weird thing. I don't. Do we talk about that on this show or not? I don't know. But it was an article I think you and I both shared with each other or looked at. Is how the flu is just somehow it's being crowded out by COVID, which is interesting. So it's not like you have like your normal flu infections,
on top of your normal COVID infections. It's,
yeah, they sort of like become one.
Yeah, COVID is the new flu.
Interesting. You want to give a rating on this fear mongering story, Zach?
Yeah, I'll go 7.
7. I got a 6. And yeah, all right. So then that's 4. We got our last story, Zach. There's a push for a new type of food, Zach. Snake and eggs for breakfast. Florida may soon encourage you to eat invasive pythons. This is a kind of a fascinating story because they're interviewing this woman, Donna Khalil, who estimates that she's eaten a dozen pythons in the last 3 years or so. That's not including the python jerky. She is a python hunter in Florida. She says, I eat it several times a week. I take it out with me on python hunts, and I eat out there. She works for a environmental agency here in Florida. Now, what's been going on, if you haven't, for those of you who don't know, pythons have become a huge problem in the state of Florida because people buy them as pets, and they think, I got a cool Burmese python. It's going to make a great pet. And then you realize quickly that all it wants to do is eat, and you have to feed it, mice and weird stuff. And a snake is incapable of love, incapable of real affection. It is all it wants to do is get out of its enclosure and strangle you and swallow you whole.
Better
so then
watch
you take
out,
it out
Dave.
to the Everglades and let it loose, and then they multiply like crazy because they're an invasive species. What do you make of this, Zach?
Oh, you better watch out saying that. You're gonna have some animal activist rights group coming down on you. No, I think this woman was on a show. There was I forgot what network this was on, but there was a series. It might have been on like Animal Planet or National Geographic. Shit, I can't remember, but it was all about like each episode was about these people trying to hunt different like invasive species. And like one episode was about the pythons in Florida. And I'm pretty sure she was the one that they like followed around with cameras, like while she was doing her python hunts.
It wouldn't surprise me because she's quite, she eats a lot of python, this lady. And her reasoning was that it was the only thing that she caught that she didn't kill. I don't know what else she catches, or eat rather. Now the thing is though, so their idea here, what they do in Florida is they have these python hunts where they just basically, you're allowed to just go out and just kill anyone you see. You go out in the Everglades and just kill as many as you want. And I think you're allowed, you can just kill one in the wild without, anytime you see a python, you have authorization.
Yeah, you don't need a license. You don't need you don't need anything. You just kill it. I mean, I guess what else is what else are you going to do? I mean, I don't want to like piss off activist animal people, but like what's the other option other than killing it?
Let them completely take over the environment.
Other than that, if you want to keep them alive, like what you're going to everyone's just going to have a giant, where there's just going to be like some base somewhere in Florida that has billions of pythons, or what are you going to, where are pythons from? Like what part of the world are they naturally from?
I don't know. I mean, this one's called a Burmese python, so I would assume maybe Burma or Myanmar, somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Okay, so so what's the other option? Just take all of the pythons we catch to Southeast Asia, and then out of nowhere, Southeast Asia has an overflowing amount of pythons.
They're like, we don't want them either. These things are nasty and disgusting.
I mean, if you're going to kill them, you might as well eat them, right?
Yeah.
Save you some money. You don't have to get as much meat from the grocery store.
So that's the idea. Maybe the Florida government thinks well, if we can convince people this is a food, maybe we can create some kind of a market for them, and maybe we can motivate.
Some of it looked pretty good. I was looking at pictures that I sent you earlier of that woman where she had the meat like strung out. Like I guess she already after she did what's called. Now that looks disgusting. I know exactly what it is. I saw a picture earlier. It's heart and liver. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like normal like organ meat.
Elbow.
I don't like, chicken livers or anything. So I would not like that, but I think that looks good.
This is snake and eggs.
That's got to be dangerous. Like, could you imagine going to a diner and they're like, today's special is snake and eggs. And you think like steak and eggs. Perfect. That sounds great. And then they bring that out and you're like, what? This isn't steak. Like, no, snake, not steak, snake.
Now, Zach, no, I agree with that 100%. I don't think this is going to catch on. Let me just say that right off the bat. Now take a look at the kind of animals you can just from another story. 18-foot 9-inch caught by these two guys. Look at the size.
There's probably a good amount of meat on that thing.
Look at the face on that thing.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you it doesn't taste that much different than gator, and gator's great.
I had gator a long time ago. I couldn't tell you. It felt a little chewy to me. Now she describes it as it can be a little tough, so it's best in the pressure cooker. So I'm already you're already losing me there. You're, not that pressure cooking is bad per se, but that I've got to go through this whole process to tenderize, and then she says, I really don't want to say it tastes like fish, but it has the texture of fish, but
so it's
tastes
flaky.
like
It's flaky, kind of like fish.
So greasy, oily, greasy pork would be I don't know. That doesn't sound appealing to me.
I guess it all depends on how you cook it.
There's also a mercury concern
but I guess she says it doesn't taste like gamey.
Okay.
Is what's the big thing where like I don't think alligator tastes gamey either.
No,
where, you have some meats and it tastes like very wild and different. Where like alligator, I feel like tastes very mellow. It almost tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, not the same texture.
But
yeah, no, I think I didn't eat it. I'm like, I think I didn't like. I would say alligator tastes less gamey than venison, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it tastes less gamey than frog. Have you ever had frog legs?
No.
Oh man, frog legs are great.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're from Maryland. We're used to eating weird looking shit. Like oysters. Like who is the first guy to see a rock? It's a rock in the water and think, I'm going to crack this rock open. And they crack it up and they say, look, snot, rock snot. I'm going to eat this. You know what I mean? So
that's a great point.
Yeah.
And well, oysters are great. Yeah.
They are.
Now, so do you think, I mean, you mentioned alligators. I think all of them should be murdered as well. But that's another conversation. But what do you think? Now, by the way, her favorite, she likes to eat invasive species. Her favorite is lionfish, iguana, and then python's her least favorite invasive species. Would you eat iguana's a problem in South Florida as well? Would you eat an iguana?
Sure. I mean, it probably doesn't taste that much different than alligator meat.
I guess you just try it, right?
All those like reptiles or whatever are probably all taste the
same. Do you think this is going to catch on and help get rid of the python invasion?
People get hungry enough. I don't know. Maybe like one day, like cows will be gone and like chickens will be gone. Everyone will have to be relying on Beyond Meat and all the meat alternatives, and then people will turn to python and alligator and as their main source of actual protein.
Oh, you've just
like animal protein.
That's my nightmare scenario.
Forced to eat a Beyond Meat burger for the rest of your life.
It'll be beyond. It won't even. And then after that, even worse, because we've forgotten what cow tastes like. The Beyond, and then there will be no more pythons. It'll be a python flavored burger.
The next is going to be. I think the next Beyond fast food chain to do Beyond Meat is going to be like Chick-fil-A. They're going to do like a Beyond Meat chicken nugget. Someone's going to maybe not Chick-fil-A, but someone's going to do like a Beyond Meat chicken nugget here soon.
No. Don't even. Let's like have Chick-fil-A. You're on notice, Chick-fil-A. If you do anything to my nuggets, it's over. I'm not going to get more specific than that, but you've been warned. All right. I don't know whose turn it is, but I'll just go. I'm going to give this thing an 8. What do you got?
An 8?
Yeah, it's high level bullshit.
An 8.
They should just be murdered, destroyed, genocided. This is not food. They shouldn't be here in the first place. Kill them all.
2. 2.
2. That's fine. Yeah,
it's not like they're force feeding the python to people. They're just saying, hey, if you're going to kill it, just give it a try. Just throw it in your cooker and see if you like it.
Well, see, if it does one thing is to maybe get people's minds around the idea that we need to kill these sons of bitches, whether we eat them or not. I just don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like the bugs. I don't like the Beyond Meat. I don't like the python stuff. No thanks. And for alligators, same thing. Throw them all in the dumpster. Burn them. It's one thing that gets me worked up. So there we go, Zach. Those are our 5 stories. We got our number 5, Zach, is Wing Rider. Number 4 is Snake and Eggs, one we just hit on. Number 3 is the new COVID strain. This is fear mongering. Just leave it alone. Let's deal with it as it comes. We got the Iranian zombie Angelina Jolie, number 2, and number 1 with Zach giving a 10 on this story. The cancer scam for a perfect wedding. Oh, horrible. Those two deserve each other.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah, because we didn't even touch on the husband.
Yeah. Watch, he's like the nicest guy in the world. You know.
what kind of maybe, so hold on before we end this. We got, on one hand, the 19-year-old Iranian girl going to jail for posting on Instagram with makeup. And then these two, now she was arrested for fraud, but she's not going to get 10 years.
No.
Should she, wouldn't you say that somehow the thing
One of those is a little worse than the other.
Yeah. What kind of a jail sentence would you give her for the fraud?
For the fraud? I don't know.
Just a fine?
Yeah. She definitely has to pay the money back.
Probation? 30 days?
You must keep your head shaved for the rest of your life.
Keep your head shaved. And you have to post it on Instagram every day saying you're sorry. Oh, man.
Like when you see those stupid pictures of people that like those teenagers that was like, my boyfriend cheated on me and this is his punishment. He's like walking around with the mall with a sign that says, I cheated on my girlfriend. Have you ever seen those pictures? That's what they should do to her. Make her walk around the mall and say, I pretended I have cancer for money.
Oh, great.
It's like every Saturday from like 2 to 5 for the next like 4 years, you got to go to the mall and hold that sign and just walk around.
I love that idea, Zach. Great stuff. All right. Well, that is it for the show. Thank you all for watching. If you've got any thoughts on these crazy topics we covered this week, please comment down below. And then after they do that, Zach, we want them to subscribe to this channel, on our YouTube channel. Please hit the like button. And if you're watching this on Facebook, we'd love it if you hit the thumbs up and share this video with your friends. And then, Zach, we'd also love for them to head on over to our 2 websites, wouldn't we?
Yes, at foreignamerican.com, where you can sign up for our free newsletter on politics, breaking news, current events, everything like that. Sign up for our free letter also at wallstreetwirenews.com for everything financial and economy related.
Great. For Zach, I am Dave, and I've had enough of this BS.
You've been listening to the BS Podcast with Dave and Zach, part of the Informed American Radio Network. Please like and subscribe today in order to get fresh new weekly episodes. Please send us your BS stories to info@informedamerican.com. The world is hard enough, and now we gotta deal with this balls.